Hello, welcome to Inspiration Daily for February 16th, 2022. I'm your host, Gina Greenlee of GinaGreenlee.com. Hey. So it is still cool here in Florida. It's not cray cray cold the way it was. Thank you. So uh, in Florida again, the way you in my rice bag, in my DIY uh, heated rice bag video, uh, I shared that the way you get heat heat indoors in Florida is to turn off the air conditioning because we're really not, unless you live in a house that has one of those fireplaces or whatever. Um, the systems are not set up for heat, so when you use heat, which I've learned, you turn the heat on uh, because we have central air, and when you adjust the thermostat to get heat, your utility bill is like $200. So you turn off the air conditioning and then you wear a ton of clothes. That's how you do heat in South Florida in the winter. But soon, oh, very soon, I'll be wearing this, y'all. Oh yeah, honey. She's a brick house. She's mighty, letting it all hang out. So before before the pandemic, I used to go dancing. There's this R&B band that I follow in town, and I would just go and get my groove on. I haven't done that in 2 years. I really miss that. I've been grooving in my house though. Um, um, I don't know if I'm going to like dance the way I used to. I used to go dancing. I don't know. I probably did it like a couple times a month. But when I dance, I would really dance. I don't play. I don't just like do a little. I mean, I bust a move. All right. In fact, um, the gas station, my neighborhood gas station that I patronized, there at the time, he doesn't work there anymore. There was a gentleman um, who was a cashier, and I guess it was maybe for about a couple of years. So before I started following this R&B band, there was this other club that I used to go to. And again, it's really low key in Florida. You kind of have like the party everywhere. But it's just like these little parties everywhere, and I love that. So there was this like tiki bar kind of place, tiki restaurant, and they had a deck, and they would have local bands play every night, and it was a different genre of music. There'd be the country and western, then there'd be the rock, then it'd be the hard rock, then it'd be the calypso band, whatever. So I there was another band that I was following, and unfortunately the band leader died, and so it was a horrible accident, and so I stopped going because they stopped playing after he passed away. But before all that, um, I would I would just, it was great because it was a restaurant, so there'd be people eating and whatever. But when the band played, I would just walk in. There was no cover because, again, this is really low key. It's Florida. It's not New York City, LA, San Francisco. And there's no cover. You just walk and there's music playing. And I would just literally walk on the dance floor. I would get off my motorcycle, walk up to the deck, walk onto the dance floor, and just get down. And I always went with myself. The couple of times I tried to go with people, it's too much drama. It's just too much drama. I just want to go get my groove on. I just don't need all the drama about the coordination, schedule, who got who, what's the dress code. Just goodbye. So I just want to dance, and so that's what I do. and I danced, and I got to know people. I had a community. I didn't even know these people's names, but I would just see the same people on the dance floor. Some would be on their own, some would be with couples, some would be with a group, and it'd be like, hey, and then we dance together, and then they do their thing, go off with their group, and have their table of snacks or whatever, and I would go to the bartender and ask for a glass of water to stay hydrated. Actually, I started to bring my own water, but I asked for a glass of water. I would tip the bartender. A couple times I get a ginger ale, but that was it. Just to refresh, and then the band would take a break, and then they come back, and I get down again. So on one of these occasions, and it was a Sunday night, the band that I liked was on a Sunday night, and which was great because it wasn't super duper crowded. Because for a lot of people, that's a school night, right? They're going to work the next day, or they got kids to bring to school, or whatever they're doing. So I was getting down one night, just like I always do. I just love to dance, and I'm just dancing. I'm in my moment. I'm in my joy. So I was just doing dancing. So anyway, I go. So that's it. I finished dancing. The band, I think they stopped at 10 o'clock or something like that. Again, small town, and uh, so I guess maybe I don't know 3, 4, 5 days after that, sometime during later in the week, I go to get gas. This is going back to the guy who works at the gas station. I go to get gas, and one of the gals who works there, she's a manager there. She's been a manager there probably about as long as I've been in Florida, more than a decade. And she said, her name is Melinda. she said, so Gina, you going dancing tonight? And I said, no, I don't remember what night it was. I said, no, I guess it was like I think it was a Friday night. And I said, no. And she says, oh, she says, because I heard you like to dance. You were burning up the dance floor at the boatyard. And I said, when was that? She goes, I don't know. She says, whatever the guy's name was. He said he went in there after, he got off shift, and he went in there to get a drink, and he was sitting at the bar, and he sees you on the dance floor. And he said, she was out there by herself. And let me tell you, she's got some moves. And I just fell out laughing because I was completely unaware that this particular gentleman was there, and I was completely unaware of who was or was not looking. I was just doing my thing. That's how I dance. I don't care who's looking, not looking. I'm not performing. I'm just totally in my joy. And he says she has some moves. He said you were just tearing it up. I said, yeah, I just love to dance. So it just gives me, it was funny. So for a little while, it became a running joke. She's like, you doing any dancing? And every now and then she does say that to me. But God, that probably goes back. That was before COVID. That had to be like 4 or 5 years ago. But this is going to be my coming out outfit. I got this I've always been into thrift shopping growing up in New York City or whatever, and I still I've always been. This is not a new thing for me. Look at it's got this lace on the side. Anywho, um, this is so much fun. When it gets warmer, and when I'm ready to brave the club again and dance with 200 sweaty strangers, I'm not there yet, not there yet, and I'm not going to dance with a mask on. I do wear a mask, but not when I'm dancing because I'll suffocate. But I'm gonna wear this. I think I got this for $5 at Salvation Army or something like that. This is a piece of art, and I will be getting my groove thing on when it warms up and when I'm ready to brave the club again. Take care.